Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, let's talk about Algorand and its token Algo. None of the content is financial advice. Let's get started. The reason we are discussing about Algo, the last time we covered video related to Algo was about 2 weeks ago. Back then, the price of Algo was slightly less than what is today. It's right now coming in at around 22 cents. So over a couple of weeks ago, the key indication back then was the price had broken out of this 18 cents resistance that and then now it has rallied quite a bit to that 21-week exponential moving average, this green line at around 22 and 22.8 cents. The next rallying or the next area of resistance is that 20-week simple moving average coming in at around 26 cents. And after that, per this analysis, the next level to watch is at around 33 cents. So the next 10 cents per this interpretation of technicals is crucial for Algo. Beyond that 33 cent mark, not much resistance between 33 cents and 76 cents. So if there is a continued bullish presence where Algo kind of takes out these three resistance, the 22 cents, the 26 cents and the 32 cents in that order, there is a gap between 33 and 76 cents. If we look at the current price of Algo and the rally, the 22 cents Algo puts Algo back in the top 50 cryptos by market cap. Currently, the tokenomics are about 85% of the max supply is in circulation. That makes the price versus market cap analysis quite lucrative. This is the price trajectory over the last year, and if you toggle between the price view and the market cap view, essentially similar chart. That means, again, why we do this exercise to identify is if there is any growth in market cap not getting reflected back in price. That means the impact of any token inflation is hurting the price growth, whereas market cap is growing but price is not growing at that point. But with Algorand, this has not been the case for quite a while. If you look at this, is the market cap growth since about 2019 when the token launched. The price growth has been different. Again, essentially initially when there was fewer tokens in 2019, the price was much higher. But as we approach this market cycle of 2021, and over here the market cap was much lower, but the price was essentially close to the 2021 peaks in terms of price. But since 2021, the price growth and the market cap growth have kind of come along hand in hand, especially over the last 1 year, as we described earlier. Coming to the machine learning based price forecast for Algorand and its token Algo, the scenarios forecasted by the model, if there is a continued bullish in the next 6 months are continued bullish, the price could stay between in this one standard deviation or non-euphoria bull market with 68th percentile ceilings. The price could stay between 26 cents and about 45 cents with some resistance at around 45 cents. On the other hand, if there is a euphoria in the market, the 2 standard deviation ceiling or 95 percentile bull case for Algo per this model is between 29 cents and about $1.50. That still would be a lower high than the 2021 high at around $2 in the next 6 months per this interpretation of the model. Right now, the levels to watch for, if in let's say for each week the price of Algo is higher than the yellow ceiling, the 1 standard deviation forecast ceiling, then the next level to watch is if it can sustain valuation beyond the yellow line and between yellow line and the orange line. Right now, the likely recovery, if the market is in the recovery mode, first likely price action to watch for is this yellow line. If it takes out the resistance as described by this 1 standard deviation forecast sometime in middle of June of 2025, that could kickstart the euphoria phase where the prices go to somewhere between 50 cents and 60 cents in early or mid July of 2025. So those are the levels to watch to the upside. If there is a downside for this model in the next 6 months, the price could have a support between 10 cents and 21 cents. So this model help identify what could be the price in any phase of the market cycle. Right now, the interpretation of the 4-year cycle says that towards April May of 2021, if you fast forward 4 years per that 4-year market cycle theory, we could observe some sort of a spike in the price action. Looking at that theory, it's not financial advice. If you are more interested in tabular valuation, it's the table is available with the suitable column names and what could be a theoretical price target in the next 6 months for Algo. Again, the 2 standard deviation ceiling does take price action to about $1.51. If we look at the current regression based valuation for Algo, if it's overvalued or undervalued, right now for this polynomial regression model, which captures the fair value with this pink line, says that the fair value for Algo at this phase of the market cycle should be at around 61 cents. So about 3x undervalued, that at around 22 cents. Takes the valuation lower than not just the fair value but of 1 standard deviation residual applied to the fair value. Essentially, this green line has identified in a non-linear fashion what is a great entry point for Algo. Again, no model can predict the actual bottom, but again, a valuation zone can be identified with this 1 standard deviation and also the 2 standard deviation. Right now, the prices are kind of hugging the 2 standard deviation. Essentially, for the last 4 to 5 weeks, the 2 standard deviation bottom is at around 21 cents. If the prices stay above this line, the next level to watch for is the rally back to 1 standard deviation coming in at around 33-35 cents, kind of confluent with that resistance theory at around the 33 cent mark over here, the yellow line, confluent with that 1 standard deviation bottom. And if we look at the opposite of 1 standard deviation bottom is 1 standard deviation peak, and together with the green line and the yellow line, inside this bands, price stays about 68% of the time within these bands. If the prices were to touch the higher end of the 1 standard deviation regression forecast, that price action could be at around $1.02 per this model. On the other hand, if the prices do go to the 2 standard deviation ceiling and kind of have a euphoria phase in the market like Algo enjoyed in March of 2024 as well as in December of 2024, when the price was at around 50 cents. Again, the prices do eventually at any point do rally at around that orange line, provided that the market cycle stays intact. The 2 standard deviation ceiling for Algo is at around $1.70, with close proximity to that $1.50 target with to that 2 standard deviation machine learning forecast as well. And at $1.72, Algo could be close to that red line over here, which is where the price action spent a lot of time in 2021 and early 2022 as well. So that's the regression based valuation for Algo. Looking at the current regression based valuation, again, if you apply that same regression function to the daily price of Algo and identify what is the risk level, currently this model says that risk for accumulating Algo is at around 1%. If the risk were to go to that 2 standard deviation regression target, the price at around $1.45, and that could kick in the end of the euphoria phase. Whereas if the hypothesis is that whenever the prices rally, again for Algo especially, whenever the risk is between 30%, especially between 30% and 60% level, that's where most of the rallies do eventually resolve themselves. So at 30 to 60% or 0.3 to 0.6 Algo, at that level, the price of Algo could be per this model between 67 cents and $1.13. So that's a regression based estimation for Algo. We do have averaged out or an aggregated model at the end. The simple moving average or the 20-week simple moving average based model says the risk of accumulation is at about 20%, again 0.2, one of the best levels second best levels to DCA for this model. If we have the hypothesis on where most of the rallies again resolve between 30 to 60% risk, for this model, uh, 30 to 60% risk at Algo's price again coming in at around between 68 cents and about $15. So that's again the 20-week moving average based confluence of where the rally for Algo could take us in terms of USD valuation. In terms of the time weighted average price, the prices have been in an accumulation phase essentially since 2022 April, where the price fell below the blue line, which is the time weighted average price. There was a brief instance where the price in December went slightly higher than the time weighted average price, but has came back down sharply. So for this model, if there is a further leg for Algo in its bull run, like it had from a 2019 drop till December 2020, there was a downward trajectory, but with some fake out in August 2020. And following that, there was a bull run for Algo. If there is a bull run for Algo in 2025, similar to in 2021, accumulating below that 47-cent level per this time weighted average price, model is considered low risk. So an average of all the models, the Algorand and its token Algos price action forecasted, it's at a higher end is at around roughly speaking, a $5 Algo. If the all of the model hit 100% risk at one time, but taking a 40, sorry, as we mentioned, between the 30 to 60% throughout the course of the video, 30 to 60% of that $4.80 target takes the price of Algo, the 30% or 0.3 of let's start with that range, 0.3 of 4.8, the price at a lower end at around $1.50, as described by the or forecasted by the 2 standard deviation price action forecast and the regression valuation, and the higher end at around 68 percentile is at around $2.88 Algo. So those are some of the more realistic scenarios than this estimation of where all of the three models trigger 100% or 95 percentile risk at one point. So with that, I'd like to conclude the video first by saying the key levels to watch: the 22 cent where the current price is, then the 26 cents, followed by the 33 cents where a lot of confluence is there, and a air gap between 33 cents and essentially 75 cents, and then towards $1.50. Those are some of the machine learning and regression based valuation for Algo. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.